Welcome back to Breakout Boxing. I'm here with my co-host Ram, and we're here to do the face-to-face for Typloosion for Augustin Siel.
Close enough.
Siel? Is it Siel or
It's
Siel?
close enough, bro.
Fair. Taking place in Atlanta, Georgia on December 7th. Welcome, guys. How you guys feeling?
Feel good. Feel warmed up.
Mm-hmm.
Feel warmed up? Yeah. I would expect that. I'm feeling really good. I weighed in 10 a.m. this morning. Felt really good. Took this whole camp very seriously. I know he did as well because he had to cut from 190 something. He's a bigger guy. So that was a big challenge. You know what I mean? And a lot of shit happened on our way to this, but I'm just excited to fight. I think all the trash talk, all the things between us, you know what I mean? The fact that this is for the community, the fact that, he's a part of the CQIF fam. We got the CQIF fam here today. We got the Breakout fam. You know what I mean? Shit's happening today, but hey, you know what I mean? This is kind of shit is what brings us together, and guarantee you Augustin is excited for the fight too.
Absolutely.
Augustin, it's been a long ride. You made it here. You're on Breakout. It's been an insane journey, I could say.
Yeah.
Now, what do you think is going through your mind right now as you make it closer? You're under 24 hours to the fight. What's flowing through your brain?
I'm just focused, man. I'm in a flow state and just ready for tomorrow. I've been wishing it was tomorrow for about 2 months now. So I'm ready, man, and I feel great. Better than I could, with any other camp. So I pushed myself to the limits, and I'm ready to do it again tomorrow.
What's going on?
Long camp, hard camp.
Yes, absolutely.
You would say it's your best camp?
I definitely would say it's my best camp.
You're looking great in shape.
Thank you.
What do you think is going to be your biggest advantage going into this fight now?
I think it's my experience and the fact of my style as well. I think that if Augustin wants to win the fight, he's gonna have to really deal with that pressure. But to be honest with you, guy seems to have a set on him in comparison to a lot of other opponents that I've had. You know what I mean? He definitely is game. You know what I mean? He definitely is ready to fight, and I appreciate that because I love to fight. He loves to fight. We both came for Slobber Knocker. We both came for one hell of a ride, and I think all the build-up and everything that has happened up until now has led to this. So I feel like I'm ready. I feel like I have everything in the tank. I feel like if he sends anything towards my way, I'll be able to respond, and it's going to be a kick-ass fight either way. I'm not taking him as a slouch because he definitely trains hard.
Absolutely.
How do you feel about that build-up for this fight? And just the things that were said online and things of that nature.
Well, I think it's good motivation. You know what I mean? I think that's what he was going for too. He came in here as, he says it multiple times. He was a target. You know what I mean? He's the guy that people don't know as much, but he's put forth himself onto the table. He's like, this is who I am. I'm gonna fuck up this guy, and this is what's gonna happen. And more power to him. You know what I mean? He's an established name in the scene. You know what I mean? I think that this talk has made this the most hyped up fight on the card, and I think that it motivated me to be the best that I can be. Because if Augustin's talking about, I'm coming to kick your ass, knock you out round one, this shit, I gotta be ready for that. I'm not gonna say, he's not gonna do that. I gotta put in my brain, that can happen. So, I'm ready for anything.
Augustin, what about your feelings on the build-up to your first fight on Breakout and your fight against Pat?
I think it's clearly the best build-up SCB has ever seen. I think this is going to be the biggest fight ever that our scene's ever had. And, it's because me and Pat have shown people you can't just not do promo. We're creators, we're not just boxers. We're content creators and influencer boxers, so, be it. These guys on Misfits, they're not uploading anything, ever. I feel like our promo is better than anything on Misfits 19 or whatever the fuck just happened. I don't know what number it is. But, yeah, I think we just set the standard and we raised the bar for everybody in this room.
Augustin, you have this mystique about you that I'd say the scene probably would agree with. Where does it stem from? Is this just something that you always grew up with? Does boxing bring this out of you? MMA? Where does it come from, this mystique?
I've been through a lot, man. I had a rough life, so, this shit doesn't faze me. This shit doesn't scare me. And you know, this is just what I'm built for. High pressure moments like this. And so, you know, this is where I'm most calm, and, you know, I've been through a lot. And so that's what allows me to just be calm in these moments, man. Because there's a lot going on. You know, there's 20 people in this room watching us. I know. But
It's pretty cool.
yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Patrick,
Yeah.
what do you make of Augustin as the person?
To be honest with you, there's been a lot of talk between me and Augustin. You know, he's called me fat. I've called him fat. Ice cream sandwiches, AI songs, AI this, and then you get like starter packs and all that kind of stuff. But I feel like there is a respect between each other at the end of the day because we both have been through pretty hard shit in our lives. I don't know what you went through, but I know what I went through, and if it's anything similar to what I went through or worse, definitely breeds you to become a fighter. And I think that's something that we're cut from the same cloth from. I think that we're both battle-hardened warriors. Us. I think that that both of us really like what we do, and we try to find ways to fight instead of finding ways out of fighting. So if we got injuries, if we got anything going on, it's just like we're not going to care. We're going to go into the ring and we're going to fight because that's what we want to do. It would be more embarrassing for us to not do it than it would be for us to do it because that's who we are. That's just got balls.
I've never gone into a fight 100%, and it's not going to start tomorrow.
So,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit more about the fight. So, you say you have this experience
Mhm.
advantage over him. What about your experience do you feel makes you feel advantageous over Augustin?
I've been hit a lot, and I've been hit very hard. I do think that Augustin will be able to hit me hard, and he'll be able to show me some things that I haven't seen before. However, I do think that all of the losses, all of the wins, all of the losses in life, all of the wins in life, it's going to carry me to this win. I've said multiple times that, Augustin, he definitely is a future of this scene, but, I think that it's my destiny to win this fight. I think it's written in the stars, and that's just what I believe. I could sit here and go on and be like, oh, I'm going to do this, oh, I'm going to do that. I'm not going to know what's going to happen, or he's not going to know what's going to happen until we both get in there tomorrow night. So, yeah.
Augustin, what advantages do you feel you have going into this fight against Pat?
Well, obviously he's got the experience, but he thinks it's beneficial for him. I think ultimately it's going to be a negative. I think all the wear and tear, all the punches he's taken, he's had a good chin, his whole career, but I think it adds up at some point, and we'll see if it's added up to this point.
Don't believe it has, but we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll definitely see.
In regards to your question on my advantages, I think I've got the reach, I've got the speed, I've got the power, believe it or not. But yeah, I think I have the advantages to win this fight, and this is going to be, this is just what happens in boxing. One guy thinks he can beat another, and he finds out that he's very wrong. You think you have the experience advantage. It's not gonna. You've never had a sanctioned fight. I've had more sanctioned fights than you. So, if we're gonna talk about experience, putting 4 couches together and boxing in the middle of it, it's not a win.
Well, I never did that.
Okay. So when you fight in a baseball field, I'm not gonna count that. And luckily it was a loss, so it's good for you anyway.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna count that, man. When you fight in front of 200 people, when you fly all the way to Florida, from the west to the east coast, talk to me.
Hey, listen, I've traveled the country. I set the standard for what is going on today. I feel like a lot of people, if I didn't do what I did, would sit and just do content. They wouldn't push themselves to fight.
Have you ever traveled from one coast to the other to get
Actually,
a
yes, I
cage
have.
with another man?
Actually, yes, I have.
How
Not the
many
coast,
times?
but I've definitely traveled to a different time zone across the
From
country.
One to the other. Well, what, from Central Time to fucking East Coast? Or-
I went all the way from Massachusetts to Texas. It's halfway across the country.
So Central Time.
Yeah.
So it's like an hour difference.
It's not the time difference that matters. It's the difference. I went 4 hours.
Okay, well I've done it 4 times. Traveled from the
Congratulations.
West Coast to the East Coast. Made weight 5 times.
Well, that's the reason why we got you to do the fight, because
Yeah.
we know you show up on weight. So,
I'm gonna
That's
step
the
in,
one.
gentlemen. So let's talk about each other's last fights. Your last fight being training room in the MMA fight, and yours being Chapel.
Yeah.
You flew all the way from the UK.
Mhm.
Let's start with you.
Yeah.
Chapel. What was it about Chapel that you feel is going to prepare you for Augustin, and then vice versa? What is it about Trey that you feel is going to prepare you for Pat, especially with Trey being a former opponent of Pat's?
Well, I just kind of threw a lot of shit out the window in the Chapel fight because I knew specific things that I needed to do, and I knew I didn't have any dangers there. So I went for the kill, and I got it. This time, it's a little different because even though that, again, he's taller like Chapel, he's not going to have the same style. He's not going to have the same weaknesses. He's not going to have the same strengths. So what I have to do in order to be ready for that fight, and what I think about that last performance is, if he's going in there expecting that I'm going to fight like that, then that's not very good for him because, I mean...
I don't.
Yeah, so I think he's going to expect the best version of me, the version that I've trained for in camp for the Chapel fight that I wanted to show people but just didn't do it, and they're going to see the more elevated version of that in this fight.
Augustin?
Yeah, so the Trey fight really prepared me for this because, you know, it was I trained for 9 minutes, 3-minute rounds. So I was training to go 10 minutes, basically. So that helps with this fight, with the 5 rounds, 2 minutes. Trey's got a motherfucking chin on him. You know, he's got a big head. He's very, very strong and tough.
Kind of hard to hit, too.
Yeah, could be the beard. But that motherfucker, man, I hit him 15 times in a row when I was on the ground. Just boom, boom, straight to the temple, and nothing. So, you know, and that was a scary moment. Like when I realized I could hit him real hard and nothing would happen, it was pretty frightening, you know. So that was very, very good to get out of my system and realize people are tougher than I think they are, you know. So I would say that that fight really prepared me for this because, you know, first of all, I put him to sleep and you couldn't. You know, I put him to sleep in his own sport of wrestling. And you got to box him for 7. You got to box Trey Ingram for 7 rounds.
Well,
Anybody in this room
you
would cut their
choked him,
dick
right? You
off
didn't
for
get
that
to have to-
opportunity, and you couldn't even knock him out in 7 rounds.
Well, actually, if you really think about it, he was
It's
heavier than me.
insane.
He was heavier than me.
By how much?
10 pounds.
It doesn't really matter. You know that.
I think it does.
It matters who's the better boxer.
Yeah, and that's
And
why
you
I
couldn't
won.
knock out Trey Ingram in 7
Doesn't
rounds.
mean you said you just
Is
sat
that not
here.
true?
You just sat
Is
here
that
and
not
said
true?
I
Did
hit him
you-
15 times in a
You
row
had
and I
7
couldn't knock him
rounds,
out.
and then you won
We are
via
in the
Twitter.
same. But we're in the same.
You had
predicament.
7 rounds to knock him out, which I believe you lost the majority of those
I
rounds.
did not.
And then you won via Twitter. Okay, because the
I
ref,
didn't win
the
via
ref
Twitter.
said, I don't know who won. I don't know who won. Let's put it on Twitter and have everybody vote.
First of all,
What the fuck you think's gonna happen? They ain't gonna
well,
vote
you
for
see,
Trey.
if you want to go
Vote for
into it,
you.
you said just now, I hit Trey 15 times. He didn't get knocked out. I bought him for 7 rounds in bigger gloves. So
I
obviously,
knocked him out, though. You didn't, and I did it.
Not
2
with,
rounds.
not like a bam. You had to choke him
No,
out.
not with a bam. No, not one of those. I
Yeah, so
haven't
you
even
can't
heard
choke
that.
me out in a boxing match.
We'll see what happens, bro. We'll see
Okay,
if I
well,
get. I'm just kidding.
It's just,
I'm not gonna pull a. Who's that?
listen, guys, I came to
Tommy
box.
Fury?
I came to box, and I'm just too scared that he's gonna do any of these choking moves.
Yeah.
I might
yeah.
have to talk to the
Tommy Fury.
yeah.
No, I ain't gonna do that. I got you.
What are y'all final words for each other since we're nearing the end of this phase?
This is it. We're not halfway done.
I feel like we've
I
touched
think
a lot of topics
how long
out.
we got on this?
All right.
13.
13.
Is there anything more you want to talk about, Augustin?
I mean, it's not really my pleasure. Final words, Pat.
I'm just wishing you good luck tomorrow, man. I'm looking for a good
Thank
fight.
you. Same to you, brother. You need a handshake?
Yeah, handshake. You guys want to do a face-off?
Yeah.
We can do a face-off. All right, let's do it.
Don't punch me.
We gotta wait till tomorrow.
Here's the middle gentleman.
You have pretty eyes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Can I close out
Breakout
zooming on your
boxing,
beard?
December 7th.
Can I
Atlanta,
close out
Georgia.
zooming on your
Tune
beard?
in.
Good.
This is what